All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new DC update, and this update is coming much earlier than I had expected. I had my calendar open up this morning, and so I wanted to get my Superman video up for the day because it is Superman Day. And I also wanted to get this video up because there is a piece of merchandise that is going to go up for sale shortly after I post this video, and I wanted to give those who are interested a chance to pick it up if they so please. But it is Superman Day. So, with that said, let's take a look at Superman. Yes, everybody, here you go. Superman in all his glory. Henry Cavill is still Superman. He has yet to have anybody dethrone him in the current cinematic landscape. So his film is still the last film hero to be released. But as we know, the studio backstabbed him and got rid of him, and they're bringing in somebody new, which we're going to take a look at something that I actually think is ridiculous in regards to the Superman suit here in a little bit. But this is Superman. So is this. Tyler Hoechlin as Superman. He did a fantastic job. And as we know, he's no longer Superman because the studio decided not to pick up season 5 and the show was canceled because... Oh, maybe this is Superman. Oh, here we go. Tom Welling as Oh, but wait. Wait. Yeah, they were going to have a prequel, or they were going to have a sequel animated series with Tom Welling as Superman and the cast back, but oh wait, they canceled that too because of the new Superman movie. But I digress. Let's get into some actual screen grabs here today. First up, Superman is getting a prequel junior named Welcome to Metropolis. I do believe I talked about this in a previous video, but some interesting information came out of this book and a lot of the synopsis for this book, and he is seen as a metahuman, not as someone from another planet. So as of this film, it doesn't look like the world knows, or maybe even that Superman knows, that he is from another planet. And the people don't see him that way. They see him as a super strong human being, which is going to be interesting how that plays into the film, but we shall see. Now, this is pretty cool. Absolute Superman by artist Fico Ossio, inspired by the first look at Henry Cavill in Man of Steel. This is pretty cool. You cannot go anywhere and not see Zack Snyder's influence in media today. People use it everywhere. And we're going to see several instances of that in today's materials. It's undeniable the footprint that Zack Snyder, Warner Brothers, and Christopher Nolan and those guys put on these heroes in media today. There has never been anything like it. And here we go. More of that footprint. The Fantastic Four trailer, another one, got released yesterday, and everybody was talking about this trailer. And this person posted, "There's no superhero science fiction film coming out these days where I don't see some influence of Zack Snyder." And that is a direct quote from Christopher Nolan, which is 100% true. We see it here. It's crazy that the thing is pulling a boat like Superman did. Again, there are several instances where they are definitely copying, the blueprint here for what is considered incredible in these films. And Zack Snyder was at the head of that. Now, this is pretty cool. CS, the director, posted this. And I thought this was awesome. Can you imagine if we had Henry Cavill with this dog? Can you imagine if it was taken seriously and not a joke? Just imagine. All right, so here's the big reason why I wanted to get this video up early for those who are interested. And I'm going to kind of talk about this here. And it says, new look at McFarlane Toy Superman figure. Look up tomorrow for the full release of the toy line. And so they're going to be releasing multiple toys, and they do have this. I have another still of this, and then when we get to that still, I'm going to talk about my feelings on why they're releasing them today. So I have been pulling up everything I can over the last couple of days in regards to David Corenswet's suit. And we have a bunch of people like Dan Mora, Frank Quietly, and Jim Lee doing artwork for Superman. Now, what's interesting about this is none of them will draw the suit the correct way. This has some muscle definition in it, and he doesn't have any muscle definition in his suit. It does not look like this. The suit doesn't look like this either. In fact, they have shots of him just like this, and he doesn't look anything like this. And then we have Jim Lee's incredible art here. Jim Lee is a master. I love his stuff. But again, look at all of the muscles that they show in this suit. And, you know, what's crazy about this is James Gunn himself said he didn't want muscles showing in the suit, which is ridiculous. They are all presenting it the way everybody wishes the suit looked. How ironic is that they won't even represent the film the correct way? Because nobody likes it. So here is that full description from that junior novel that I was talking about. It says, Clark Kent is a fresh face to Metropolis trying to balance his new job at the Daily Planet and his secret identity as Superman, a powerful metahuman, while uncovering a dangerous mystery that seems to tie back to the infamous Lex Luthor. Discover how the world's first superhero found his place in his new home in the original prequel novel based on the film. So it's very interesting. Like I said, they see him as a metahuman, not as an alien. So here's the actual artist who did that Superman art and said, channeling that iconic Man of Steel energy. Here's a piece from Absolute Superman, a new edgier take on the Man of Tomorrow that rules. This one's a nod to Henry Cavill's unforgettable first reveal as Superman. Had to pay tribute. Let's take a closer look at this art. There we go. Just freaking awesome. And they know it. This Absolute line of comics is very adult-oriented. It's very well done. And if people are not reading it and you are a comics fan, you are missing out. Here's some more art. And we're going to take a look at kind of a montage. We're going to see an entire one that has a bunch of different art on it. And none of these portray the suit the right way. None of them do. Here we go. So here's a bunch of different shots of Superman art. And these are variant covers that are going to come out as we get closer to Superman's release in July. And these are going to be on some of the comic books. And none of them, not any single one of these, represents the suit the right way. They can do the outlines, the lines of the suit, but they don't show, he doesn't look anything like this in the movie at all. And it's pretty crazy. In fact, a lot of the promotional shots, he has to sit in weird positions to try to make it look tighter. And it looks like he's got back problems. So here we go. Here was McFarlane Toys link. Well, not a link, but they're telling us, and they posted this yesterday, but it did come up this morning. It says, look up tomorrow. They're going to start selling this at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So my video will be up shortly before that. So if you missed it, you want to jump on this, because here's the thing with the McFarlane Toys. I'm going to mention a couple of things here. First of all, they print these figures once, and when they're gone, they are gone. Now, I personally have no interest in this. I have not seen the movie yet. I do not buy merchandise for films I have not seen yet, simply because I don't know if it's something I want as part of my collection. I'm not just going to throw money away if I don't agree with it. I did the same thing with the Batman. I don't own any of the Batman toys except for the Lego car. I have the Lego Technic car. And I also have the Batman collection of McFarlane Toys where it has all the Batmans from the films. And it does have him in there. But I didn't buy any of the standalone figures for the Batman because the movie to me was not this amazing thing that I wanted to collect the toys for. And Superman is probably going to be the same way. Now, here's the thing. It is very rare that McFarlane Toys would release something for a release, something big like this early. Why are they doing it this early? Well, for two reasons. Number one, they're trying to capitalize on Superman Day, which they should. They should absolutely do that. It is a smart move. Too bad we're not getting the other trailer today. The other reason they're doing this is everything that James Gunn has done for DC, Peacemaker, the Suicide Squad, those toys did not sell. You can still find them on shelves, and they often have to put them on clearance. In fact, I even showed in a previous video how McFarlane Toys was trying to unload them at like 50% off because nobody is buying the stuff that James Gunn does. And they're afraid that this line, if they don't sell it early, won't sell at all. It's a legitimate fear. As a person who has done, McFarlane Toys as an entity who has done business, they can see through the tea leaves. They can see what's going on. And they know if they don't release this early and get these pre-sold, that they won't be able to sell them, that they'll probably end up sitting up on shelves. And that's not a good look. And it's unfortunate, but it's true. All the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker stuff, you could still find that stuff all over the place because nobody wanted to buy it. And it's sad. This figure, we'll see if it sells. So if you are a Superman fan that wants to get every iteration of Superman, you want to jump on this as quickly as possible because they will be gone. If they're already sold out on Amazon or some of the other places, if you go to the McFarlane's website, McFarlane Toys website, they will have a link to all of the different outlets that are selling it. And you can usually also purchase it directly from McFarlane Toys. And that's where I get most of my releases. In fact, the DCEU Alfred that got released earlier this week, I got it directly through the McFarlane Toys website. Here's the other McFarlane Toys release. It says, to celebrate, we have reveals and pre-orders based on the upcoming Superman feature film from DC Studios all day. Here we go. Superman and Crypto, Deluxe Theatrical Edition. Launch for pre-order today at 9 a.m. at select retailers. There will also be 9 other pre-orders launching, with much more to come in June 2025. So, and that's fine. If they want to wait until the movie gets released to do some more releases, I have no interest in this toy at all. If the movie's great, I'll pay the little extra I need to pick it up, but I am not purchasing something without seeing what it is first and if I'm excited in it. And I know a lot of people are that way. So if you're a completist, though, they are going to have 9 releases today, which is pretty crazy. Also, they revealed that there are going to be a bunch of Funko Pop figures that are going to be released in regards to Superman. I personally do not collect these at all. I think the only Funko Pops I own came, like Uncharted came with one when I bought the last Uncharted game, and then I've purchased a couple of Indiana Jones Funko Pops, but that's it. Outside of that, I just don't collect these. It's not my thing, but some people love these. These are also going to be going up for sale. You're going to want to go look for those links, and if you're not on X, you're going to want to get on X. That's where you're going to get a lot of this information. And I'll finish my video today with this awesome, awesome art of all the Supermans who have donned the screen. There's really only one missing. The very first black and white Superman is really the only one missing off of this picture. But this is an awesome Superman montage of all of the Supermans that have donned the screen. All right, guys. There's your video for the day. I will be visiting my comic shop later today, and I do plan on picking a few things up. I will be doing another DC video tomorrow on Saturday of some of the other stuff that gets released because there will be more stuff today, but I wanted to get this video up again because there's going to be some time-sensitive stuff, and I want to make sure those that are collecting have the time to pick that stuff up. But just wait. There could be more stuff released today in regards to Superman Day, and if there is, and as they reveal more stuff, I will be taking those screen grabs and showing them in tomorrow's video. All right, guys, I do appreciate all of the support. We will see you on the next video.